Namaste, namaste, and welcome. This is me, Chantel from She Achieved Studio, always clicking buttons everywhere. Welcome, and thank you for joining me. For those of you who are joining live, and for those of you who are watching the recording, namaste and welcome. Thank you for sharing your space. Thank you for sharing your time. And thank you for sharing your soul. Beautiful. I'm in one of the most favorite places ever, and that is in the healing swing that my loving husband has gifted me. And, you know, it kind of goes with the thought process that you create your own reality and how powerful that can be when you actually are able to understand that. And you know what? Trust it. You create your own reality. Yeah, I'm calling it. I'm calling it because I believe it. I've seen it. I teach it. I live it. I love it. I dream about it. Create your own reality with intention of energy. So what happens is when we're not really conscious, there's so many dogs barking. I love dogs. I'm just trying to find the frequency to match their barks. And so far, it's a 50-50 shot if it's going to work. So creating your reality. What happens is when we're not conscious, we become from a space of either subconscious or we are unconscious. And we can even be unconsciously aware, if that makes sense to anyone. And that, have you ever been in a space and someone that is waiting for you, okay? And they're standing there, but you don't see them and you're looking right at them. Well, to me, that's being consciously unconscious, okay? And it takes effort. It takes effort, like doing like a bicep curl or a push up or washing the dishes or deciding to purge the home. It takes conscious effort to be able to be conscious. And sometimes we get really distracted. We get really comfortable at the distraction game. I mean, we all do it. It's part of the human experience. No one is exempt. It's part of the human experience, okay? We're all in this together, okay? Like it or not. Just everyone has their own frequency. And sometimes you're able to tap into that frequency and you become super conscious. And we call this, just give me a sec here. Multi-sensory. You have the choice to become multi-sensory versus just living from the five senses. And it's a totally different frequency. It's a totally different vibe. And I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you've ever heard of multi-sensory, because it's true and it actually happens. And that's what happens when you come from a place of intuition versus ego. And ego is fire element. So we know that fire element is very real. It's hot, it's rajas, it's heat. And then we also have that intuitive frequency, which is, I call it light. That's the light frequency. And even just saying the two words, fire and light, are two very different frequencies. And you can actually train yourself to become more intuitive, and it takes practice. It's not an overnight dish of ice cream from Dairy Queen. It takes a lot of growth. So that's the intro. Thank you everyone for joining this evening. Namaste. This is the eve of the super full moon. And I would love to hear your comments as well. If anyone has happened to visually see the full moon, or if anyone has energetically felt the effects of the full moon. Okay? It's really powerful right now. And I'm sort of in a haze today, just really laying low and taking time out to nourish the grounding, because if you're conscious of all of these higher energies that are happening, as mentioned in the previous card pulls, you you can sometimes be swept up and lost into space, and then we become unconscious, and we want to be conscious. It's beautiful. We want to have a relationship with the subconscious. We want to pick and choose when we're unconscious. And when you're able to do that, the stars align a little bit more. So there you go. Feeling for sure. Yes, Leanne, feeling it for sure. Absolutely. It's all over the place. I have 4 decks of cards here waiting. One tarot, one set of cards, deck of cards, I'm not going to use at all. So I'm just going to get them out of the way. And we have Rumi Oracle cards this evening. So the thing with the Rumi Oracle cards is, by Alana Fairchild, is they're pretty powerful. They're usually spot on, and they're very long. Okay, so the story, as I call them, is usually quite lengthy. So what I might do is actually post the story for you, if that's one of the cards that we decide to work with. The other oracle cards are Moonology, because it's the eve of the full moon, and we have the Fairy Tarot cards. The Fairy Tarot cards. Can you taste it? How frivolous and creative and luxurious and flirtatious they are. I don't pull from them very often because they are so powerful. I usually save them for special occasions. So, Fairy Tarot cards. They're actually really cool, so I'm glad they're here. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining me tonight for Cosmic Card Pull. This is the 3rd night out of 4. And after Thursday, after tomorrow night's card pull, what I think I'm going to do is sit with the full moon tomorrow and ask the universe what night is going to be a weekly card pull. So I will be offering a weekly card pull after this 4-night rally, because I love it, because it's what I do. It's the purpose. It's going with the flow, and definitely it eases a lot of angst as far as ego goes, having to try and figure everything out through the mind. Here with the card pull, we move above the mind and we go solely into intuition, and which can be very powerful if you're tapped into it. Now, not everyone is going to be tapped into this higher intuition. As my ears start ringing. And we love everyone. We wish everyone a higher consciousness, yet it's your choice to step in or step out. So I invite you to comment throughout the card pull. However, I may not acknowledge right away because I'm on a thought process. Well, I'm not on a thought process. I'm on an intuitive process. So, and I will address the comments absolutely, because you're part of this as much as I am, okay? So we're all in this together, peeps. So let's call in sacred space. So I'm going to ask that you find a comfortable position, whether you're seated, lying, kneeling, standing, wherever you are. Find a comfortable position in the physical body. It's very important to ground into the physical body to start with. So if you're sitting in a position and the toes are going numb, do something about it. Move the position of the physical body so you can sink into that grounding and feel the integrity of the physical body, the wholesome, the homeostasis of the physical body. And oh, here we go. Okay, so I got the match and I got my rock, and there's some white buffalo sage already on it, and the whoops, hang on, let me just get settled here. There we go. And some Palo Santo, which we've been using. Okay, so let's call in sacred space. There's a lot of information coming down right now. So the thing with the universe is it moves at a different frequency than we do, and it moves faster than we do in human time. So if you're conscious of the universal downloads and they come in too fast, you can actually ask the universe to slow down, and it will definitely listen to you. Okay. One thing about talking to the universe, though, is because it's on a higher frequency, we have to be very direct and specific. So if, let's say, tomorrow night you're asking for, I want the intention and the full moon release to surrender. We were talking about that yesterday. I want to surrender. Okay, be more specific. Be more specific. Also, when you talk to the universe, unless you're using a divination like a dowsing, like a pendulum, or runes, be open-ended with the questions. So, for example, ask, how can this situation benefit me? What is the best path for me to choose? What will become of this? What do I need to know? What is the obstacle? Okay. Be careful. Whew. See, my heart rate's increasing like rapidly. Hang on a sec. I have to take a deep breath. Okay. Be careful of falling into the seduction of the negativity of asking for what you don't want. Okay, so sometimes it's like, well, I'll tell you what I don't want. Okay, so try to bunny hop over that and go right into what you do want. That's really, really important. Please, like, take my word for it. It's so important to do that. Okay, so those are some guidelines. All right, let's get started. There we go. Lighting the Palo Santo straight from Peru. My neighbor, my loving, beautiful goddess neighbor, Serena, brought this back for me as a gift from Peru, and it's beautiful Palo Santo, which not only cleanses, it also invokes. It invokes whatever you manifest. Okay, so we're going to let that do what it needs to do as it burns, and I ask that you again find that comfortable position in the body. Have the spine nice and long. Humble the head to allow for the energy to rise through the back of the neck. Beautiful. And we cleanse the cards. And tonight, this will be a silent invocation. So as I silently call in the sacred spirits, I'm going to play you a song. So eyes open or close. Soften the mouth. Soften the jaw. Feel the tongue. There we go. I love it. Thank you. So be it, let it be so. Belly breath in and belly breath out. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So that was a sacred invocation. And I called upon all of our guides and spirits in the universe. And let's complete that together with the sound bowl. And this is going to not only bring us into a synergistic, intuitive realm, it is going to clear any residual energies that may be leaching on to the physical body, the energy body, the spiritual body, the emotional body, and the mental body, all of them, okay? So soften the jaw, feel the tongue. Connect navel, heart to third eye. Splatter it, party it all over the universe. It wants to know that you're conscious of its energy, of its presence. And open mouth and an audible heavy sigh out. One more time. Beautiful. Thank you. There we go. We're ready to rock and roll. The party's just started, kids. Let's get cosmic and crazy. Woo! All right. Seriously, we can do that. Do you like the feathers? Mwah. I love these. And I only use this feather fan for very special occasions. So we are blessed with that tonight, and I'm going to keep it up here so we can see it. There we go. Okay, let's begin. Whew. Okay, does anyone want to comment and say hello before we begin? Because I'm going to tell you, as soon as I start, it ain't going to stop, okay? I can feel it already. Okay, Rumi. The Rumi cards have been calling all day. Okay, so I'm not going to explain myself as to how I connect with the universe because this isn't the time and place, okay? So the Rumi cards have been calling all day since this morning, since about probably between 9 and 11 this morning. So they're going to be what we're going to start with, okay? So let's see some comments. Jen, yes, thank you. And actually, I'm going to turn the music off because we don't need it anymore. Thank you, Judy, for asking. Jen, hello. And Judy and Leanne and everyone else who is watching, thank you for joining this evening. Yes. Yes. And the ashes from the Palo Santo are grazing my body. Beautiful. So here we are with the Rumi cards getting warmed up. So if you've recently been into the studio with me, I mention and I talk a lot and give yourself permission to land. So you've been invited. We've all been invited. some energy purging. We've all been invited here, and um, in the studio, I invite people to be conscious of the feeling of landing, the feeling of coming down, because usually when people come in, they've, obviously they're living their lives, and sometimes I feel we have this urgency to get there. We have this urgency to release right away. And as we know, that doesn't always happen. So it's nice to have permission to be able to land. Oh, beautiful. Kenda, Kristen, and Viola. I love it. And Judy. The Guna ladies, the Guna graduates. So proud and so thankful for all of you for sharing that space over the 200 hours of Guna Yoga school. Amazing, amazing. Okay, so in the studio I talk about descending. Okay, so here though we're not in the studio, even though the studio's like back there. We are ascending right now. I'm helping you ascend. Okay, and and that's just like you're in a plane and you're starting to take off, and the plane doesn't just go up like a helicopter. It has to move, it has to taxi, and then it has to get speed on the runway to take off. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. And it's not really a bothersome thing to worry about. It's a matter of understanding that it's the process. Okay, it's just the process. And when you trust the universe, the processes of life happen with a little bit more grace and ease. It doesn't mean they're easy. It means that there's a little bit more flow to them. Okay. So tonight we ask the universe, hang on a sec. Okay. We ask the universe, let's just take a moment here. The eve of the full moon, and we're still feeling the effects of the Lionsgate portal. Okay, whew. Okay, I did. The universe is so funny. Okay. So it's just the way it is. So the question that I was asking, and apparently the universe caught on at the speed of light, of that intention was, now that the portal's been opened and the energy of the full moon is there, and we learned yesterday how to surrender into our physical body, and then the night before we learned about how, like, what we're able to do to sustain this energy. Well, now we're asking, once we're through the portal, it's sort of like, so what the are we going to do with it? Like, what are we supposed to do with all this energy? Like, we're humans, we have this human experience, and the universe is coming down so quickly on us. So what are we supposed to do with this energy? So I think the word that's coming through is placement. So where can we place this energy? And the card that came up is Hand of Fatima. Hand of Fatima. Okay, beautiful. And I used to post pictures and the stories of the cards, but I don't anymore. However, tonight I will be posting Rumi. So this is the only card that I'll be posting the story for, because it's about the experience. Okay, Hand of Fatima. Keep breathing, navel, heart to third eye. Come on, keep breathing. I'm going to read you the poem that this card starts off with. So eyes open or closed. Soften the jaw, feel the tongue, and find that space, however that's showing up for you. Hand of Fatima. I can never leave you. Not for a moment, not for an hour. You are everything I do. You are my everything. My drink is your sweetness. I move to your command. I am surrendered prey in your hands, and you are my consuming lion. Gotta love the universe. Your soul and my soul are truly one soul. I swear to our one soul. I long for no one but you. In the garden of your grace, I am only a germinating sprout. The crown of my blooming is the desire to be in your arms. Rumi. And that little giggle there, that was beautiful, by the way, was because we've talked about surrender in the last few days. And the consuming lion, we are in the sun of Leo. So, and, you know, what am I going to say? The Lionsgate portal. So, thank you, universe. Yes, thank you. We bow to you, and so thankful that you're so much fun to play with. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. This oracle brings you the guidance that what is being born in your life right now, in your own consciousness as a seed, perhaps of a new way of being, a new idea, belief system, philosophy, or sense of self, is going to come to maturity under the loving protection of the Divine Mother. Beautiful. And we talked about this the last 2 nights about a new idea, releasing the belief systems. Okay, so you're also being asked right now to heed the intuition and instincts. See, this is really interesting that this card is approaching us this evening, because there is a difference between instinct and intuition. Okay, and I'm not going to get into that because that's just like opening up another can of worms right now. Maybe that's for another card pull, or if you're really interested in anything that I say, or if you're unsure about it, if you have curiosities or questions, DM me, like message me, text me. This is my jam. I can't get enough of it. I've got to share it with the world. So if you have anything that you want to chat about in this context, like please speak your truth, and I would love to chat with you. So all I'm saying right now is there's a difference between intuition and instincts, okay? Okay, this oracle also brings you the message that your body is sacred and worth your attention. Okay, this is also something we were talking about last night, because we strive to always better our physical bodies. And yes, we want to have the intention of staying healthy, as I mentioned in last night's card pull. However, you know, can we not find equality and harmony in our physical bodies? You know, our bodies are meant to wrinkle. Our bodies are meant to secrete. Our bodies are meant to eliminate, menstruate, urinate, ejaculate. We're supposed to have the snot. We're supposed to have the hairs grow. You know, we're supposed to cry. We're supposed to have the toenails that we have to clip. So, you know, when we come to a place of, when we find that space that we can settle into the body and just, and bring in thankfulness and gratitude that we have this, not consumption. Wait a minute. Whoa. Split screen. that we have this kind of sleeping bag, capsule, this capsule to experience this life. It I don't know about you, but I think it really brings in a big sense of freedom to be able to give permission to experience the body exactly as it is. Okay, you do not have to become obsessed. You do not have to push or judge your body, but you can honor it as if a sacred animal. Um, oh, wait a minute. What's that? But you can honor him or her as a sacred animal through which your spirit creates soul and expresses itself in the world. Exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. This is a truly wonderful and amazing gift, extraordinary and yet fraught with challenge. Exactly. Life is extraordinary yet full of challenges. In yoga philosophy, we say life is suffering, and it's like what we do with that, right? Things are going to come up, and it's the consciousness, it's the melding of the consciousness, the subconscious and the unconscious, and it's all weaved around this soul, and the soul is just eager to learn and experience. So have the experiences for yourself versus having experiences for other people, and you may find that there's a lot more freedom inside of you to be able to feel that surrender in the body. Got it? Is everyone with me? Everyone with me? Anyone want to say hi? And is it okay that I'm swinging like this? I know it might get a little bit wobbly. I just need to move this physical body a little bit. So guaranteed after this card pull, I'm putting on some tunes, having a glass of wine, and gonna dance in the backyard. Probably to Blinded by the Light, a little bit on the Too Loud side, by Manfred Mann. Okay. Da, da, da. This oracle also comes with guidance, giving your body rest. Whoops. Don't lose a feather, fan. Giving your body rest. May I please repeat that? Giving your body rest. Not pretend rest, not fake rest, not distracted rest on the phone. Giving your body rest. And healing is most beneficial at this time. Okay. Two more secs here. Hang on. Part of the process, kids. Okay. There are symptoms you are experiencing. Anything from fuzzy headedness to tiredness and aches and pains, as well as shifts in body temperature that seem unbalanced. And these are directly related. Is everyone listening and breathing? Okay, yes. These are directly related, if not solely, to the interaction of your spiritual essence with your sacred animal body. Go primal. Like, seriously. This is leading up to something because for those of you who know me, I love to sing too loud for most people, but it's never too loud for me. That's their experience. I'll let them have it. To be free and to move, okay? Like I'm a total animal. Just call me kitty cat. Sorry, we just watched that movie the other night. Okay. So the sacred animal body. These will even out under Fatima's grace and protection. This is another thing I have is an itchy nose when I'm working through this. Okay. Like two housemates learning to live together and enhance each other rather than distract and annoy. So the indifferences that you may be feeling in the physical body, They're actually not indifferences at all. They are there for you to be to have a different interaction with them. Okay, so this settling, this settling in process will happen all the more easily when you ask for Fatima's help. Okay, okay, yeah, cool. Ask and you shall receive. Definitely better out than in, I'm telling you. Okay, so that is the card. Fatima. You know what? And I'm going to regress that last intention of posting the story. I'm not going to post that story. Absolutely not. It was like, that was a test from the universe for me. Oh my gosh. What would have happened if I would have posted that? So we're going to just leave it as it is. And what we've learned from that, so the original question was, what do we do now that we're going through this portal? What do we do with this energy? Well, we trust the instincts, people. We trust the instincts, and we trust the instincts, and we trust the intuition. Okay? And if you have no idea how to tap into intuition, if this is sort of stirring up some feelings and curiosities, then come and see me. You know, wherever you live, virtual, in studio, it just doesn't matter. The message is going to be there for you if you're willing and you're wanting to dive into this. Okay? Cool. Everyone with me so far? I need like some thumbs up from everyone who's kind of watching. And feel free to comment at any time, even if you comment after the fact. Okay? Cool. All right, here we go. Whew, I need a little shift of energy here. Hang on. I'm going to have some tea water. Okay, hydration is really important. And I think we have to clear the space right now. Okay, so open mouth and a heavy sigh out. Beautiful, thank you. Okay, this is going to be the last oracle card. The Moonology cards are going to come out tomorrow night. So, and I'm probably going to cut this a little bit short as well, so it won't be for the full hour, because I feel like tomorrow's going to be a pretty energetic day. So it's about balancing energy. Okay, the Fairy Oracle deck. Okay, so in order to continue to move through the portal, to continue to release the intentions of the full moon, the super moon in Leo tomorrow, then what do we do? Is it in Leo? I'm not sure. I'm getting sort of foggy right now. The sun is in Leo. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's like, don't go too fast. I know, like, the universe is like, I know everyone is really eager, but this resting the body and slowing down is really, really important. Okay, so how you slow down is going to be your choice. But it's also, I see another split in the road, and it's about the usual process of slowing down has been going this way. So what it's asking you is to go, to take that detour a little bit, to take that that split in the road, the fork in the road. That's what I see. Okay. And thumbs up, a laugh, and ear. An ear. Ooh, what does the ear mean? Viola, what does the ear mean? Can you tell me? Because I don't know what that means. And beautiful Fatima, absolutely. Beautiful. Okay, so this, yeah, it all comes back to embodiment. So the embodiment, when we go through, it's saying don't go too fast. Okay, so can we ask the universe, how can we slow down then? How can we slow down? Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, I tell ya. Okay, Prince of Spring. So this is how we slow down. The Prince of Spring. Charming, self-confident, passionate, restless. And, oh, listening. Yes. Thank you for that clarification, Miss Viola. Mm. Immediate action. A challenge you can successfully manage a passionate relationship. And the Prince of Spring is riding on a very large jackrabbit. So it sort of looks like he is like the Alice in Wonderland. So I'll give you a little picture of that. See him riding the big jackrabbit? The bunny rabbit? Ride the bunny rabbit. Okay, so we got the rabbit here, yeah? We got the rabbit here. And what did we ask the universe? Slowing down. Okay, so do you think you're going to be slowing down if you're on the rabbit? So find a different form of transportation. Now, this transportation is not about the vehicle that you drive in the 4 wheels or the 2 wheels. It is not the transportation. The transportation is your body, the physical body. So the physical body is your transportation, and you run it dry, and it is going to stop. Okay, so you know what? If the mind is like, but I can't slow down, I have to keep doing this, have that conversation, let it say what it has to say, let the mind have a little hissy fit and move through it. Find your way into relaxation. Now, you are not expected to relax within a moment's notice. It is not an on-the-fly, instantaneous release or surrender for most of the human race. Um, they're saying that we got confused along the way, and we felt that we had to speed up, and they're really curious about why we felt that we had to speed up. Interesting. Whew, that was a lot. Okay, and that is why this card pull is only going to be maybe about 15 more minutes because that was a lot. Save a horse, ride a rabbit. Yeah. We the rabbit, we are the rabbit. That's the thing. We are the rabbit. Okay, so let's see what it's saying. Prince of Spring. So when you think about spring, the season of spring, it's about rebirth. Okay, so slowing down into rebirth. Okay, so full moon is tomorrow. There's the rebirth. Oh, we're letting go though tomorrow. It's not really the rebirth, but it's the rebirth. It's sort of almost like tomorrow night's going to be like the show in childbirth, right? Like the placenta, all of that mucus and membrane coming out. So, oh, okay. So in order to release the busyness of the rabbit, there is some mucus and membranes. There's glandular activity that's going to happen, and that must happen before that slowing down slows down, and that hang on, okay, just hang on a sec. Okay, I'm only one human. um the release must happen. There's got to be a release before we're able to slow down. If there's no release, if that kind of that bloody show doesn't get out of the way, it's gonna hold us back. Okay, got it? That was a lot. Okay, so this is the proverbial knight in shining armor, and he's here to help you in whatever way he's needed. There's no task too big and no detail too small that he won't rush in and take charge of it. So if you need something done now, he's your guy. Okay, so the thing with this is if you're going too fast, no one is going to be able to catch up to you to help you out. Bada boom, bada bing, tick, 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 ting. Okay, so let me repeat that one more time. If you're going too fast, if you're always riding the rabbit, um, no one's going to be able to catch up to you to help you. And the knight in shining armor is not going to be able to catch up to you. So slow down. Come into the studio and I will hold you through the uncomfortableness of slowing down. Okay. As an endless optimist, he is always smiling while he works. And once the job is done, you'll probably get a happy wink from him as well. Okay, Prince Charming, and I'm going to talk about the masculine after this. Okay, okay, of course, if there's a lull in the action at the moment, you may find yourself with a very bored prince. A bored prince can be grumpy and an impatient prince. It's hard for him to really relax and kick back when there's just so much to accomplish out in the world. Okay, so we got okay. So the prince is riding the rabbit. Okay, we're not riding the rabbit. However, some of us are riding the rabbit, and it's almost like there's a race to the finish line. So the thing is with the prince riding the rabbit is the prince also needs to be the prince needs to be rested in order to stay on the rabbit. It's getting discombobulated right now. Okay, so the prince is riding the rabbit. Okay, but it's not about the prince, though. It's about you. It's about us riding the rabbit. The rabbit is going too fast, okay? And it doesn't matter if the prince is on the path or not. The rabbit's too fast that we're riding on. So be the rabbit, but slow down so the knight can catch up. Absolutely. So no, don't be the rabbit. We're on the rabbit. We are the rabbit. So we are the rabbit. We need to slow down so the rabbit with the prince can catch up to us. And the prince isn't necessarily that, that a male figure. I mean, it is, but in what we're talking about, it's more so of what it represents. So it's kind of like when we go into shamanic journeying and you find the power animal. Okay, the power animal, you don't find it, the power animal comes to you. And the power animal, it's not that it's that singular animal, it's that whole species that it's working with. Okay, so it's kind of like the prince represents like the totality of um that rebirth, something that is new, bringing you gifts. It's a gift giver. Okay, got it? Yeah, because if you're going too fast to receive the gifts, then what the heck? Then you're not going to be able to receive the gifts. It's like asking the universe to slow down to actually understand what it's trying to say. Okay? So it's kind of like yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay? Boop boop boop. Got it? So that's the cards. Those are the cards. So, moral of the story is what? Moral of the story is, what did Fatima say? Trust the intuition and instinct. So move beyond the mind, give the body rest, love your body, give it rest, and you will find that the body will be able to perform more. Now remember, the rest, that word rest, can be used very loosely nowadays. Maybe resting could be like sitting on the healing swing and on the phone. Get off the phone. Okay? Get off the phone. It's not slowing you down. The physical body may be slow if you're sitting on the healing swing, um, you know, but if the mind is on the phone, then you're not slowing down because the mind is part of the physical body. So you can't separate it. Okay. So when we're talking about slowing down, it means consciously, and we go back to the very beginning of the Cardpull, talking about conscious, unconscious, and subconscious, and being able to physically, consciously slow down. If your physical body is still, yet the mind is learning and going and doing all this, then there's still that movement inside. Okay, now this brings up the question, or the maybe the concern that, well, my mind doesn't relax, I have a hard time shutting my mind off. Okay, well, that's a whole other story, and if you have a question about that, I'm going to say, please come into the studio and come and see me sometime, and I will help you out with that. Remember, I don't do the work, but I definitely will hold the space and hold the container for you to be able to surrender and receive what you need. Beautiful. So that is it. That is all. We are going to close the space. And we think, I'm going to actually close the space silently because I opened up the space silently. Beautiful. Mwah. Beautiful. I love it. Okay, there we go. All right, kiddos. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone who showed up this evening. I love you all. You know this. Come in and see me sometime. I'm usually in that back corner playing Universe. A small space with lots of big etheric love. And FYI, talking about the masculine prince on a side hustle, along with the upcoming fire walk that I will be offering to Fort McMurray and the world in October and in the fall and winter. Another side hustle is masculine mindset discount. So I am offering male gender new clients. So any males who have not been in the studio before receive 25% off of selected offerings. So if you go to sheachievesstudio.com on the homepage, there is information about it, and you can pass that along to anyone, any males that you know, but they must have not been in the studio before. This is very important. Now, this promotion, this offering, this gift is from full moon tomorrow to full moon in September, which is September 25th. So that was something that came through really loud and clear. So new male clients at She Achieves Studio will receive 25% off of selected offerings, which are posted on the homepage of sheachievesstudio.com from tomorrow to until September 25th, the next full moon. So from full moon to full moon. Okay, so pass that along. Let these Prince Charmings know there's space for them to get off the rabbit and relax. Thank you all. I love it, love it, love it. Yes. New clients, new male clients who have not been in before get 25% off. Absolutely. So spread the word because the masculine is as much part of the mixture as the feminine. And we know Shakti's always wanting to rise up into Shiva, and then they both come back down and feel the embodiment of this human experience. Thank you for sharing your human experience and universal experience with Cosmic Cardpull. I will see you tomorrow, full moon. I love you all. Peace in and peace out. Set. Da, 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 da. Now.